Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable.
Revolution.
First, what is a revolution?
Revolution is the solution, hey.
The motive of a revolution.
Well, now,
The objective of a revolution.
be televised.
And the result of a revolution. And the methods used in a revolution.
I know you know. Put my gun away. Never gonna put my gun away. Put my gun away. See them all be better run away.
This generation of Americans has already had enough, more than enough, of war and hate and oppression.
Hello, Internet. Hope everybody is having a fantastic Sunday evening. I have a very special guest tonight. He's somebody I've wanted to talk to for a very long time because, you know what? I feel like in 2026 here in America, men need mentors. We have been so neutered, especially over the last several decades with the rise of, if you ask me, toxic femininity and what it has done to true masculinity. And what does that mean? What does that mean to be masculine? What does masculinity mean? And tonight's guest is the perfect man to talk about this. I have Mark Lobliner, I hope I said that correctly, on tonight. He is a IFBB bodybuilding pro, coach, awesome father, awesome husband, and he's just got a lot of great insight for today's world. And I'm really looking forward to our conversation with him. So without further ado, here is Mark.
Hey, there I am. Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Masculinity, talking about the toxic word, right?
Yeah.
We're just getting all deep in our feelings.
We need a little more of toxic masculinity.
I think people misconstrue what masculinity is. Masculinity is not, and you know, I actually like a lot of what Andrew Tate says. I think he says some good things. Obviously, you know, that's not bearing like his personality. I don't know much about that. I don't read into it. Haven't looked into the cases. Like, he's bad. Okay, fine, he's bad. Some of the stuff he says is actually quite uplifting and motivational. And let's not forget, the guy was a pretty damn good kickboxer in his day. So I got to give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, masculinity, I think a lot of guys are being kind of red pilled, black pilled, whatever you want to say, on females and what it means to be a man. I think women still want a good man. I think a lot of women are having trouble finding good men who are in shape. And it's not about how much money you make. It's about your ambitions, your goals, what you strive to do. And I think there's still a lot of women out there looking for good men. How many times it's like, oh, do you have a twin or something? And I'm short. I'm not the best looking guy, but I'm jacked and I make good money. So I think and obviously I'm motivated and driven. And I just think that we need to kind of stop blackpilling people and say that there is a future out there. And being masculine is more than just talking tough or being like that clavicular idiot who, by the way, did you see the fight video of him? Can't even fucking wrestle. I mean, look, there's more to being a man is about fighting. It is about protecting. It is about being in shape. It is about defending your family, providing. But, you know, being a man is not that hard to do. It's innate. It's built in us biologically. But, you know, as we kind of chatted about before, feminism has kind of crushed that, where it's not cool to be positively masculine.
Well, it's come full circle, too. Femininity has gone all the way from men shouldn't invade women's spaces all the way back around to men should invade women's spaces in sports, in the locker room, just as long as they're dressed like women.
Oh, I'm a feminist in some ways. I believe that women should have their own sports.
Right.
My daughter played soccer at a high level, won a state championship, played all 4 years on a very good varsity team out here in Brentwood, Tennessee. I invest a lot of time, money, effort. I coached her myself through every step of the strength and performance and speed side. And most of the kids I coached throughout my career as a performance coach for youth athletes, probably 70% girls. The beginning was like 100% girls. I want females to be able to compete against each other. And I do not want someone with a biological advantage of being a male competing against them. And the fact that people like Megan Rapinoe, who've already retired, to say that, dude, she would have gotten bodied and her ACL torn out of the the joint if she would have played against men. Why? Well, women, your Q angle's all messed up. You have a higher chance of ACL tear. You have a man running faster who's bigger, stronger than you. You're tearing a ton of ACLs. People don't talk about the risk girls have. You had girls, I believe it was in your hood, in my old hood in California, no, it was North Carolina. A volleyball spike broke the girl's face. All right.
Yeah.
You can't have women play against men. I can't look by their logic. I can go up a guy who's and just one day be like, I'm a woman, and they have to legally let me play against women. And I'm not good at anything anymore, but I will body the hell out of a bitch in a football game. You put me in pads, give me a couple series. I'm a fullback. You give me the ball, I'm running some bitches over. Like, I'm high stepping, I'm cleaning them bitch asses, and I don't want to do that. I don't want anybody doing it to my daughter or my future grandkids. So I'm against that. That makes me a feminist because I'm against protecting women and women's spaces. I don't want women getting raped by some freak who claims they're a woman in a women's bathroom. I'm sorry. I'm a feminist. Y'all LGBTQ assholes, you feminists, you sold the plot. They proved that the feminist movement wasn't about women. It was a arm of the Democrat Party. That's all it was. Just like BLM. All the fucking donations went to Act Blue. Feminism never existed. It was a political power move by the Democrats, to which I say, good job. I respect game. Like, that's game. They psyop the whole fucking nation.
What do you, so.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I haven't talked to anybody in a while with this whole hip injury thing.
No, so here, before we get, let's get a little background on you. So first of all, how did you get into bodybuilding? But then how did you get into political commentary? What's your background?
Oh, bodybuilding. So essentially when I was 13 years old, we didn't have much money. You know, my mom was a drug addict. My dad was pretty sick, type 2 diabetes, ended up dying of an aneurysm in the brain, but it was from a kidney transplant, Coumadin, a bunch of different things happened. So I knew that the only way out of high school to go to college, it was either college or military, and that was sports. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to double down on a sport, get pretty good at it, and then have school paid for, or if that doesn't work, I'll just go serve. And I was playing baseball. I was actually a starter on the freshman team at Culver City High School. And the bottom line is I just wasn't good enough. I was the 9th guy. They could have lost me. The other guy was just as good. And then I found a sport where you don't have to be that good, but as long as you're stupid, big, and you run into people, you could actually be pretty good at it. And that was football. Unfortunately, I'm not very tall. So long story short, I ended up going to a Division III school. But that was a blessing. So I got out of that, and, you know, I started working for, I started power after my football. I blew out my knee, long story short. So I got into powerlifting. And so I started competing in powerlifting, you know, had some really good numbers at like 20 years old. And then I'm like, you know, this is really boring. I don't really like this. So then I ended up, my first career was with Weider Publications, which was the Muscle and Fitness, Muscle Fitness, Men's Fitness, Flex magazines, in publishing, not in bodybuilding, not in any of that. I was selling advertising. And, you know, we actually worked with the publisher of Men's Fitness. His name was Jerry Candela. He's like, you have a good look. If you get in shape, we'll put you in the magazine. I'm like, that's fucking cool. So I ended up dieting down, got in good shape, got in the magazine. And I did a little bit of modeling, believe it or not. You look at me now, you're like, huh? Like, yeah, I aged poorly. And at around 27 years old, I since moved on. Weider was acquired by American Media, which is the tabloids. Mira en Espanol, you had the Inquirer, the Star, all the shit rags, right? So I actually did really well there. I was making great money, decided to leave there and get a job. I started a company with Sylvester Stone called InStone, which
With
was,
him?
yeah. I was fired. Not by him, by this prick named John Arnold, the CEO. And by the way, I'm more successful than John Arnold now, so he kissed my ass. And so long story short, I started my own business after I got fired from that called Civation. And as we were trying to get things to sell, we didn't have the internet. We had message boards. I decided to do a bodybuilding show and like blog it. And I did it. I ended up winning first place, but there was no one else in my class, but still a win's a win. And I looked like shit looking back at it. And so I noticed that our sales kind of went up. And so I just started bodybuilding out of sheer promotion. And then I ended up I got a NABA Pro card in 2013. And I ended up just quitting bodybuilding, retiring, so to speak, because my wife didn't like it. Kind of makes you kind of a prick. I went and boxed for 7 years, which was very fun. And then in 2021, I kept getting hit in the face too much. My wife said, you got to stop boxing. I'm like, fuck it, then I'm bodybuilding again. Went and got my pro card in the IFBB at 41 years old in 2021. So that's how I became a bodybuilder. That's a long story. I took up like 10 minutes.
No,
there's my life story. In that time, I had 3 awesome kids. My daughter's 20. She's graduating next year from Kelley School of Business, Indiana University. My son is 18. He's wrestling at West Liberty University in West Virginia, top 10 D2 school. And then Preston's 13. He's a 2-time state champ wrestler. And they're all great kids. So I've been very blessed. Been with my wife since high school.
Yeah, that's one of the awesome things that I wanted to talk to you about is
American dream, homie. American dream.
You married your high school sweetheart.
Did.
And
yeah,
I mean, you know, if you want, I'd love to hear about that. And I'm sure you guys have had, you know, troubles communicating, fights, and like, how do you guys overcome, you know, because you guys are both growing, obviously, for
we're not the same people. We're not the same people we were at 16. I hope not. I think that, you know, I knew I was going to marry my wife. This is so cliche. And I don't believe in that whole love at first sight thing. I do have some religious faith in it. But, you know, when I went on my first, she asked me out on America Online Instant Messenger. I was the captain of the football team. She was the captain of the cheerleading team. She asked me out. I'm like, that sounds good. And I knew when I first spent time with her, I'm like, I'm going to marry this girl. You know, I had a feeling. I had no reason to get married. Like, I was really good at football. Like, I was at that point where you start pulling tail from being good at football. But I was like, I'm going to just give up on that for the rest of my life. I'm going to stay right here. And, you know, honestly, had mostly ups, some downs. We had you know, tough times in the mid 2010s, and that was 99% my fault. And, you know, lucky for us, she's a very understanding and supportive woman, and she puts family first, and she believed in me. She believes in us, and our marriage is so good. Like, we don't fight. We don't argue. We just get along. We run businesses together. I still find her as attractive and insatiable as I did when I first met her. It's just, I mean, it's the perfect marriage. I love my wife. I would do anything for her.
Yeah, you get a lot of these guys in the manosphere that talk about, they say stuff that like marriage isn't masculine and why would I want kids and that kind of thing. To me, it's just, isn't that what every man secretly wants? Not secretly,
well, I mean,
but
here's the thing, like, sex is sacred, right? Like, going out and getting a high body count is a man. Myron Gaines is a good friend of mine. I love Myron. I think we don't see eye to eye on that. I think there's a deep connection you have where, and I say this, like, if I gained 200 pounds, my wife would still be in love with me. And likewise, like, we don't look like we did in our teens or our 20s, but we're still just as attracted to each other because, you know, human attraction and love, when you truly love somebody, is about more than physical appearance and about big tits and ass and about it's about a emotional and physical connection that you have to a person. So I think that once you get past that whole materialistic value of just banging hot chicks, you know, it's like, okay, you did that, but there's nothing from it. Like, you got to look at return on investment. There's no return on investment, like, from just having meaningless sex, but building a relationship, making love, there is a return on investment. So you got to look at life like stocks. Are you going to invest in a stock that's going to maintain its value and not grow for 20 years? No, you're not going to buy that stock. You're going to buy SpaceX or something that's going to grow, that you know has a potential to grow. And that's relationships, that's love. And when you invest in a marriage, you invest your time into building that. It's not like putting your time in the end game is to have sex. That's horrible. Like, I'm going to take this girl out and I'll have sex. That's such a meaningless existence. Life is about more than that. And sex will be better if you really love the person.
right. And if all you're trying to do is just stack numbers when it comes to sex, you're just going to be left feeling empty. So,
And you'll be left with a ton of STDs.
that definitely too. So on that same note, there's sort
It's
of
like Pokemon Go, man, just collecting them.
yeah, I've probably dodged some bullets in my life, but on that, on the same sort of, you know, not trying to stack numbers note, there's sort of like a rise of the incel thing going on. And if you guys don't know what an incel is, that means involuntarily celibate. And I think a lot of that has to do with the whole dating app thing, because dating apps are so impersonal. And somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody brought up a really good point talking about how you used to have to meet somebody from within like a certain proximity to you, like a certain mile radius. And now it's, you know, you get fives that think they're nines who
Hoflation.
It's a thing. And you end up with all these like good dudes, guys that got good jobs, guys that are in pretty good shape. They may not be like the most handsome guy in the world. They may not be super rich, but they're good dudes. And you know, they're like sixes, 6.5s or whatever. And they can't meet anybody because they're just dismissed because they're not rich or they're not, you know, 6'4". Like what do you think that's had anything to do with the sort of rise of the incel?
I think a lot of people are just disenfranchised with the dating scene. I also think that you have the power to fix that. Like, just get jacked. Jacked doesn't mean a pro bodybuilder. With the obesity rate over 70%, you simply get yourself down to not having a fat ass stomach, and there's gonna be a woman for you. And drop your standards a little. Don't be as superficial in the looks. I think that there's a lot of women out there, and dude, you see these guys and work hard. Look, here's the deal. Like my business partner, Sean, he has a thing where you need to spend like your 20s working your ass off so you earn a good woman. You know what I mean? Like, I can see that. And women, look, it's not all about gold digging. It really isn't. Like, I had no money, none at all, like literally no money. I wasn't in debt because the Ashkenazi Jew in me will not allow debt. I wasn't in debt. But, you know, I had nothing, you know, and I was fat. Like, I was a lineman, dude. I was fat as fuck. But I was a hard worker. And I think what women want to see is what do biologically women want? They want providing and they want protecting. So learn how, do some jujitsu. I personally like boxing or wrestling. Learn how to fight, okay? Get in good shape so you look like you can protect a woman. And then work your ass off. So look, I don't care if you're I know plumbers making $300K a year. Like, work your fucking ass off. You have some extra time, go do some DoorDash. I just think that a lot of people give up, and a lot of people don't know the kind of work it takes to become successful. I literally went to the emergency room twice from exhaustion from working when I was building these companies. It is what it is. But a lot of people, there was this thing, there's a post on don't ever go on Threads. Somehow I accidentally go there. Sometimes it's like, can you believe people work 8-hour days? I'm like, bitch, 8 hours.
I know, that's it.
I work 8 hours by noon. Like, if you want to live an average life, live like an average person. But if you want to do great things and get successful and get a good woman and have a great family, I'm sorry, dude, you got to earn that. That shit ain't coming to you. You got to go grab it. At the end of the day, it's competition. You're competing against all other men in this world for females. And likewise, they're doing the same. So they're going to do what they do. They're going to go to the gym. They're going to probably get a good career. They might make more money than you. But at the end of the day, people want companionship. It's a human need. And sure, there's some women who think they're boss bitches, and that's cool. A lot of women raise kids just fine. I've had 2 female CEOs. One of them had 7 kids. Okay, these are companies I've owned. I've had 2 female CEOs for companies I've owned. And this one, she was an absolute animal. And her kids were great. She spent time with her kids. Obviously, during the day, they're in school, whatever. But she made enough money to send them to good schools. So it can be done. So even for your dudes out there, and don't be afraid to have a woman who makes more money than you. I don't know why. I wish my wife made more money than me. I'd be like, see, I got it. Get a sugar mama.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I could do it.
It seems like there's been studies that women don't want somebody that makes less than them. But that could be wrong. But,
I can make a really bad joke, but I won't.
You can. There's an open forum here.
Are you eating pussy? Because I think that could be they're not going down. You go down, she's going to overlook that. Sorry. Am I wrong?
Take note, gentlemen. He is not wrong. He is not wrong. You
got to get dirty, guys. But here's just going beyond the joke of that. I think chivalry is dead. I think that men aren't doing things to see. When I was even when I didn't know what I was doing. When I was 16. I took my wife on our first date. I opened the door for her. I couldn't afford it, but I bought the meal. I'd saved all I could to buy the meal, and I was just a gentleman, and I was earning that relationship. And I think that men need to be have more chivalry. And I think, and when I was a kid, we called it game. Like, you know what game is. Y'all kids don't know what game is. You got to watch the movie Friday.
I think a lot of people have.
He got game.
I think a lot of younger guys, 30s and younger, have sort of had it beaten out of them too. With the whole I can hold open my own door kind of shit. But
I've never had that happen to me. I've been traveling. Look, I've been traveling since 1999. I've traveled around the country, around the world. Never once has a woman gotten mad at me. Probably 1 million doors, homie. I've traveled 300 days a year since the age of 19. 1 million fucking doors. And not once has a woman been like, I can get my own door. Now, obviously, shit must happen somewhere, but nobody's getting it being out. And I guarantee you this. If a young man, 21-year-old man, takes a 21-year-old girl on a date and he treats her with respect and he opens doors for her, she's going to return his text. I'm not saying be a little limp wrist bitch. I'm saying just treat her with respect. Treat her like women. Women should be coveted, protected, because they are the bearers of life. If you read the Bible at all, you understand, like, we need to protect our women. And look, that's my life. Like, and also if you're a dad and you have a daughter and then you have sons, you understand biologically you treat them differently, whether you like it or not. My sons go out running with scissors all day long. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. My daughter, if she even goes out like to work, I'm like, I'm worried. And that's just innate biological nature of men and women. And they can't beat it out of us with the psyops. They just can't. It's biological.
Yeah. I mean, that is a psyop too. The whole, women are just as capable of defending themselves as men. I just getting not an argument, but I was talking to a girl I'm dating about Ronda. I'm like, I'm 6'6", I'm 235 pounds. I've trained martial arts for a very long time, but I'm not high level at all. I would smash Ronda Rousey.
Oh, you destroy her.
I would smash her. Like, sure, she might be able to get me maybe 1 out of 10 with that hip toss, but that's all she's got. I'm gonna jab the shit out of her from like 6 feet away.
Yeah. When I was boxing, dude, because I was a heavyweight and I'm short, and all my partners were like 6'5", and I get hit 20 times before I get something in on the body. They're just just getting that jab on me. I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, I get it. No, there's to think that, look, like even that whole, what was that tennis match? Billie Jean King and that fucking reporter, right?
Oh yeah.
She was the best tennis player. She played against a random fucking reporter. That wasn't a statement for women's rights. That was a statement that the best of women can still almost lose to a shit-ass dude who plays tennis recreationally at his country club.
Yeah, Serena Williams was being interviewed once talking about if she was to play, who's the loud tennis player, McElroy?
Yeah, McEnroe.
McEnroe. She was like, oh yeah, he would absolutely destroy me. And the reporter she was interviewing with was a woman. She was like almost upset that she said it, and she was like, they just hit the ball harder. And well, because
she's probably, I mean, like, she's probably played against men in practice, right?
Yeah.
And she probably understands, like, she's seen it. It's not, like, okay, as an amateur boxer, you feel amazing, right? And then you spar against a pro and you realize how fucking shit you are. Yeah. Like, I remember the first time it was like, I was 16 weeks in. No, it was like 18 weeks into boxing. And I was feeling myself. Like, I won my first match and I felt great. And this dude came in, he's a professional kickboxer. I'm like, he's a kickboxer. Fuck it, I'll fuck him up. Weighed like 30 pounds less than me. I'm like, I got this, dude. And so first a little bit, I'm like, I'm keeping my own. And then the motherfucker switched. He went from orthodox to southpaw. And I'm like, huh? I never seen that. And then with his power hand, which is now in the front, he hits me in the stomach and I have no air. I drop my hand. Next thing you know, he hits me right in the face. And I didn't fall down because luckily my coach came and said, all right, it's just sparring, guys. Calm down. And I was seeing shit. I was hallucinating. And that's when I realized I suck. I'm terrible compared to that level. As an amateur, I could hold my own, but against a guy who's done it at any level better than shit low amateur, I suck.
Yeah, I have a similar experience when I was doing jiu-jitsu, and there's this 17-year-old kid named Tegan who was a wrestler that could just take me down at will, and then he'd call me sir after. I was like, you asshole. Like you're a jerk. He was
Yeah,
so nice about beating the shit out of me.
Yeah, my 18-year-old son can kick my ass in a wrestling easily. He's a college wrestler now. I can't fucking wrestle him. Like I'll hit him with a weapon, but I'm not gonna wrestle the guy. No, you just have to know your place.
So there's something you said earlier about, the working 8 hours a day. And so one of the common excuses that I'm going to call it an excuse that I hear from, other guys that work all day long, especially if they're in the trades and especially if they have like a long commute, is just, I'm too tired at the end of the day to get to the gym. And I try to explain to them, I'm not a gym guy. I'm a runner. I'm a trail runner. I run far. I like to run far. That's my thing. But I hate lifting. So yeah, we all got our thing. But
do you like blondes or brunettes?
Brunettes.
Okay, then. Yeah, my wife's a brunette, so I'm gonna go with brunette too. So I thought we had everything opposite. Never mind.
I don't have I'm not too particular though. But my point
I thought you were gonna say big booty Latinas, but
you're gonna get me in trouble, bro.
Yes, I am. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, so my point is that we're like when I work a 10-hour day and I got an hour commute each way, the last thing I want to do is put on my running shorts, put on my shoes. Like I'm beat tired. I'm dog tired. But as soon as I get a half mile in, I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. And I get it done. And then the next day I have more energy. So it's like the more work you put in, the more energy you ultimately have. And it's hard for people to sort of make that, because it doesn't really make sense when you think about it.
I hate training. I haven't enjoyed training in 10 years, man. I do it every day though. I mean, you think it's just what I do. It's my habit. It makes me perform better at work. It makes me healthier. But like I had total hip replacement last Thursday, 9 days ago. And everybody's like, how are you staying out of the gym? I'm good. That's fucking awesome. I don't have to take time to go to the gym. I'm working more. I could completely not go to the gym. It's not, but it's just what you do. I like looking a certain way. I like feeling a certain way. And I was able to go back to the gym, train some light upper body this weekend. And I felt great. I feel like I got my groove back. But even though like I was performing well in the office, but I wasn't as sharp. And when I get in 4 or 5 days a week of weights, and on my non-lifting days, I do cardio or some kind of sprint training, I just feel better as a human being. And I don't think people know how good they can feel when their bodies, like your brain, when you exercise, your brain works better. That's a scientific fact.
100%.
You're oxygenating your brain, a healthy body, healthy mind. And so for me, it's not about loving it. Like there's not many things in life I love. I mean, if you just did what you loved, you'd be poor on the street just doing drugs. They love that shit. Like they're pretty happy. They look happy. Like you ever go to San Francisco, you're like, those motherfuckers look happy. And they're just there high out of the past. We don't want to be that. Like we want to strive for more. And I always say, like, I enjoy my job. I enjoy my life. And I just go before work and I get it done. And for those of you doing manual jobs, I understand you got to figure out your volume and all that. It's easily manageable. But, for those of us, most of us watching here, just, we're desk jockeys, we're cubicle warriors. Give me a fucking break, dude. You sit on your ass on a computer all day.
Yeah. And I always tell people that showing up is like 80% of it. If you just get to the trailhead, get to the gym, and start working, the work will get
something.
done.
If you like running, run. If you like fucking playing pickleball, play pickleball. If you like lifting, lift. Just fucking get off your ass. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Learning something that'll help you be able to fight off an attacker and defend people that care about you, or that you care about.
And if you have kids, they need to wrestle. Every kid should wrestle. Every fucking kid should wrestle. Best thing I did. All 3 of my kids wrestled. All 3 of them have won championships at a regional or state level. All my kids wrestle. Wrestling is a cheat code for life. Teach them how to be better people, disciplined. And all my kids boxed. I don't know if I recommend that because the head trauma, but I like boxing. So you just gotta fight. Like learn how to defend yourself. You saw that. I talk about Clavicular's video, him getting just rolled by an old guy with a bald spot.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's terrible.
Oh no,
dude, that's like your brand is dead. Like you're supposed to be this alpha fucking mogging person. You just got mogged by an old fat guy with a bald spot.
I'm gonna have to go look at it now.
Oh, dude, it's embarrassing. These fucking kids and their fucking looks maxing. And how about you fucking just get a fucking job and stop trying to be a fucking influencer? Get a fucking job. Learn a trade. Become good at something. And if you want to do social media on the side, bring in some extra coin, by all means. But to bank your life on 15 minutes of fame is just I've seen too many people rise and fall.
Not to mention, women do appreciate a man that can go out and fix something that's broken or build something that's
or hire somebody. Because I can't.
That.
I am, dude. Like I suck. I try. I really do, but it just doesn't work out. I just have no. I can do certain things, easy things, like light bulbs, and like cutting branches, or if somebody knows what they're doing and they're with me, I'm the greatest like wingman, dumb guy. I'll be like, hey, Mark, lift that, put it there. Okay. But when it comes to assembling shit like IKEA furniture, that's not happening.
You could change a tire and drive stick though.
Yes. You had to when you were a kid. When I was, I mean, you didn't have a choice. Stick is what you had.
Yeah.
Like right. Automatic, we're just in like Oldsmobiles, man.
I know you had a 30-minute cutoff, but how's your hip? How's your hip doing?
It's getting a little tight. Yeah, we're gonna have to go cut it off soon. I apologize, people, but I'm 9 days into a total hip, and haven't sat in a chair since. This is my first time, and it's getting a little naggy. So my personality but we could do this again.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question? Just want to get your quick hot take.
I'm not a pussy. I could tough it out. All
right. Well, I just sort of want to get your hot take on the whole MAGA divide right now, because it's pretty wild. Is
it social media? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell Main Street from but I think people expected so much of Trump. I think he's done overall good. I'm glad I voted for him and not Harris. I'm going to say that. I think overall, stocks are down. Actually, they're up overall. Stocks are doing okay. The Iran thing, I'm again, like you and I are both libertarians at heart. I'm anti-intervention, but we've been hearing about this Iran shit since the 80s. It's about time. It's either we shut up about Iran or we do something about it. I'm not a fan of it, but I can understand it. If I don't know which intelligence is right, I don't know who to believe. You have a few things going on. One is Israel. You have a huge anti-Israel sentiment, which is some of it earned, some of it probably misinformation. You have tremendous issues with the war in Iran, because with that comes, and again, my company's paid a lot of money in different surcharges that come with what's going on in Iran due to international trade. So I understand the issues with that. Domestically, we shut down the borders, which I think is worth voting him in the first place. I do think we need borders. We have, the economy, inflation's still there, but it's decreased. It's not going up as much.
The rate of inflation has decreased. Yes.
There you go. That's what I was meaning to say, but obviously I'm retarded. So overall, I think Trump gets a B.
Okay.
A B. Is it enough to say I regret my vote? No, I don't regret my fucking vote. I'd vote for him again tomorrow. There's not one person in the Democrat Party I would vote for over Trump right now. But I also would say that I think looking back, I think DeSantis, and I said this at the time, I was ambiguous. I didn't really have I didn't even care either way. I thought Trump had a better chance of winning. At that point, it was about getting Kamala out of office. It wasn't about getting a Republican out of office. Those people are evil. Biden is evil. They're not good people. So my whole thing is, I think DeSantis would have been a better choice. I like DeSantis a lot. I think he's done a great job in Florida. I think he's evidently a decent man. I think JD Vance is a good choice. I think he's a great communicator. I think he stands on what he says. Trump does what Trump does. And the issue with Trump a lot of the ways is just his inability to not be crass, where he can't just say something and not offend people. And that's one of the reasons he won. It's also one of the reasons he's the most hated president by a large group of people. He's just so polarizing. And again, I'm a Trump fan. I'm not MAGA. Well, I like America. I want America to be great, but I'm MAGA all the time. I got shit, dude. When Biden won, I literally was like, guys, calm down, dude. Like, Obama was president. Shit was cool. I made a lot of money when Obama was in office. Like, let's give him a chance. And I got roasted, and I was wrong. Oh, Biden was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, terrible on so many measurements. Trump overall, better than Biden. I could say without any hesitation, better than Harris would have been. But I mean, it's like the old South Park thing. What is it? You choose between a shit sandwich and a douche burger, a douche bottle or whatever. It's like we really don't have our perfect choice. So there's never going to be a perfect candidate. Now, as people who think about free liberty and isolationism and libertarianism, dude, our party had their chance, and Gary Johnson is the one who shit it away. They had another chance with Jorgensen, who was a fucking imbecile who literally stood behind BLM. And then you had this fucking weirdo Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I said, I could go back. You have to go to Facebook. Now they banned that account. Facebook, I was all about Gary Johnson. And then the motherfucker didn't even know where Aleppo was. And then I'm like, if there was ever a chance for a libertarian to win, it was Hillary versus fucking Trump. Because everybody hated both of them. And I'm like, this is our chance. We're going to win. And then you have the naked guy across the stage that year, I believe, the running fat naked man. Was that the Johnson year, or was that before?
I don't remember that, but I mean, that was when John McAfee was running for the nomination back then. That was what got me to join the Libertarian Party. I'm one of the very few that wasn't inspired by Ron Paul. I was inspired by Gary Johnson because I wasn't involved in politics at all when Ron Paul.
I'm a Ron Paul guy.
I'm 100% him now.
I listened to him speak once, just randomly on Fox, I think, and I'm like, wait a second, this man. And then the presidential debate when he just destroyed everyone.
Giuliani, yeah.
Oh, he destroyed everyone. And he went like, well, what do you think of our Supreme Court justice is good? He's like, well, they're good and bad. He wouldn't answer them. And I'm like, that's so Ron Paul. And I'm a huge fan, like, again, but we're never going to have a libertarian candidate who is going to be viable. The Mises Caucus, I've spoken at libertarian events, multiple. Mm-hmm. The Mises Caucus tried to make it more reasonable and have a cohesive message. But libertarians, they're pro-border, they're anti-border, they're pro-choice, they don't have a position.
Right. That's the problem with, having the core tenets of libertarianism allows for there to be people on the right and people on the left. And they can't agree on rules to a meeting before the meeting starts. It's.
Have you seen and also they're the fucking strangest looking people.
Yeah.
Like they are, if you ever see, I follow all their pages, Libertarian Party on Instagram. It's like they'll show a candidate. It's like, what in the fuck is this? I'm sorry, libertarians. I love you. I'm one of you. I just don't understand. Well, and I'm like, Mises, I like to do some Mises Caucus. They've always been good to me.
Yeah, they've sort of got kicked out of the of being in charge of the Libertarian Party. But yeah, they say nobody hates a libertarian more than another libertarian. So
it's like a constant civil war. It's like Ireland, It's like I mean, you can't. And the whole convention they had was because I had my buddies were there, and they were like the whole thing with Chase winning, and Chase is by all just watching him tweet, interacting with him. What a fucking idiot.
He's awful.
He's a piece of shit. I wouldn't punch him because he's feminine. I'd smack him like a pimp. I just backhand smack that little bitch. I would just pimp slap him. He'd be like, oh, you hit me in my face. Speaking of that's your guy? That's your guy? A fucking guy telling people to mask up as a libertarian?
Yeah, there were some shady backroom deals that were.
Were you about to say backdoor deals?
It might have been that too.
Hey, I'm all for that shit. If you want to do that, by all means.
Yeah, there was some underhanded shit that went on behind the scenes to get him the nomination.
So funny if
there was some backdoor deals going on.
He's definitely doing some backdoor deals though. That Chase.
Definitely. Yes.
All right. Hey, before my hip explodes, I'm gonna go put a stim unit on this thing, get some sleep. I appreciate you having me on, brother.
No, thanks, man. Where can people find you?
At Mark Lobliner, MarkLobliner on X, Tiger Fitness on YouTube at Tiger Fitness. Instagram's at Mark Lobliner. And again, look for products with Go BHB in it. It's the greatest health and performance technology of this century.
Awesome.
Look for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. We got to do it again.
Thank you, brother. God bless.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right. Well, that was fun. Sorry, we wanted to go a whole hour, but I mean, you guys, come on. He just had his entire hip replaced, and he's already back in the gym. This was only like a week ago. So I would have pushed back a little bit on some of the things that he said about Trump, but you know, I didn't want to take up too much of his time. There's definitely some things I could have talked about, like I've reached the point where it's like, how much worse would it have been if Kamala would have won? I'm not saying I wish I would have voted for Kamala. I'm not saying that at all. But the borders would still be wide open. There would probably still be a lot more censorship on YouTube saying anything right wing, you know, and other platforms as well. But would we be at war with Iran right now? That's to me the key thing. She still would have been heavily supportive of Israel, but would we have done a full-scale war with Iran? That's sort of my question. I don't know if we would have. So again, I'm not saying that I regret voting for Trump and I wish I would have voted for Kamala. I kind of regret voting at this point because the two primary things that I voted for were no new wars and secure borders. I got one of those things, but I was talking all the way leading up to Trump's election that, you know, the whole mass deportation thing, like how he plans on going about it with ICE and rounding people up. I thought that was the worst way to do it. I think getting people to self-deport by going after the sanctuary states and going after companies that employ illegal immigrants. I thought that would be the best way to get people actually go back to whatever country they originated from, going after H-1B visas. And Trump has come out in favor of the H-1B visa thing, you know, so I definitely have my complaints about Trump. I am 100% not happy with the war in Iran. I am 100% not happy with the whole merging of the intelligence and weapons manufacturing that's looking like it's going to just pass Congress. But yeah, I could complain all day, but we'll see. All right, Danger. What are you going to say here? What am I going to disagree with here? Okay, so if you think voting for anyone other than Trump would have given you no war is laughable, any Democrat you put against Trump will be more of a war hawk. Well, I didn't say voting for a Democrat. I just say I might regret voting at all and just staying out of it. And I don't know, bro. Are you saying that we would have ended up in war with Iran if Kamala would have won? I don't know. I mean, obviously we're not gonna know, but I think Trump is way more in the pocket of Israel than any president that we've ever had. There was at least, I mean, even Hillary Clinton talks about how they were giving pushback to Israel because they've been trying to get us to bomb Iran for 2 decades now. So yeah, I don't know. Would Kamala have done the exact same thing with Ukraine? Yeah, she would have kept supporting that war. But Trump said he was going to end that war before it even started, before he even came into office. Remember that? And now he's like completely supporting the Ukraine war. So yeah, I don't know. Trump seems to be the exact opposite in terms of war hawkishness than his first administration. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I do think that a different candidate would have been less war hawkish than Trump has proven to be. So that's just my 2 cents on it anyway. So, all right. Thank you guys for being in the chat here. Have you guys been following this whole, you know what? Why don't I pull it up? This whole Shiloh, what is her name? Shiloh something or other. The whole lady that called the kid the N-word. You guys remember this? And now they went after her for actually saying the word to the kid, but she was, I guess that those charges were dismissed, but not the disorderly conduct charges. So let's see here. Yeah, I don't want to play the video, but yeah, Shiloh Hendricks. So this whole situation is interesting because she got in an argument with a kid and then another parent at a playground, and she ended up calling the kid, who they said was 5, but it actually turns out to be 9. She called him the N-word, not something that I would have done, but she's free to say it. Is it nice? Should she have done it? Probably not. But again, she's free to say it. She's not making a threat. And then some other guy comes up to her. I don't think it was the kid's parent, but it was another parent there. He's like, "You won't call me that word. You won't call me that word." And then she did. And they went after her. I don't know what the charge was for actually saying the word, but it was that. And then I think the other charge was disorderly conduct. And then they dismissed the charge, whatever they charged her with, for actually saying the word, but then they found her guilty of disorderly conduct. And then during the trial, they played the footage of her calling the kid the N-word. So it just seems that they're trying to punish her for saying the actual word. And I'm not a fan of this at all. You should be able to say whatever the hell you want, whatever civil repercussions there are. I don't think she should be able to be sued I don't think she'd be able to be sued civilly either. But, if people want to call her work and say she called me the N-word, whatever, I don't think that's cool to do. But I don't think what she did was exactly cool either. But she should be able to do it. There should be no criminal penalties against speech. And yeah, it does seem like there's still attacks on free speech going on, and I don't exactly like it. So. All right. I might be back here again tomorrow night with Eric Abinante. I'm not sure yet. We are still working that out. I might go on his channel because he just started a new channel. So I think that is all I got for tonight. I'm very thankful that Mark could join for tonight's episode because there's a whole bunch of other stuff I wanted to talk to him about, though. But we'll get to it next time. I want to try and get Dale Stark on the episode. If you guys aren't not on Twitter too much, Dale Stark is a former A-10 pilot, just awesome dude, runs a ranch, I think, up in Oregon. Just a very cool dude. Also very masculine, cool dude like Mark. So I'm trying to get more of those types on my show. So I'm going to ask him. I already asked him before, and he said he would, but we sort of just stopped talking about it. So I'll try to get him on maybe next week. Might be back tomorrow. Not sure yet. All you guys in the chat, Northside over on Rumble, Danger, Yara, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. And yeah, I will see you next week at the latest. But before we get out of here, you know how we do it. We got to tell a joke from the greatest book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. This is the sequel, courtesy of Danger in the chat. This is Chuck Norris Cannot Be Stopped. You know the rules. I open the book. My eyes go to a joke. I read it. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not. Chuck Norris, joke of the evening. As a child, when Chuck Norris came home from trick-or-treating on Halloween, he returned with a bag full of candy, a bag full of miniature liquor bottles, and an Irish setter, and 2 underage prostitutes carrying more of his candy. Okay, that's bad. That is terrible, you guys. And on that note, stay Calibased.